But let's get you some breaking news on the international front. These are details brought to us by our investigations editor Manoj Gupta. It seems the Taliban is back in the Swat Valley of Pakistan. Sources say around 400 to 500 militants have returned following some understanding during the ongoing talks between the Pakistan government and the Tehreek-e-Taliban in Kabul. Now, several fighters have been released by the government as well. Now, as per the agreement, the militants were supposed to return without arms. However, the Tehreek-e-Taliban in Pakistan are back with arms and have started extortion rackets and targeted killings. This is in the Swat Valley. Now, the military has already vacated the Swat Valley. The Pakistan military has already left the Swat Valley, and only the local police has been left to deal with the Tehreek-e-Taliban. Now, locals are also protesting, demanding action from the Pakistan government. I'm joined by Pathikrit Payne, security analyst on the broadcast, to decode this situation, that is the security situation that is emerging in Pakistan. Pathikrit, in what world could the Pakistan government think that they could have such an armistice deal with the Tehreek-e-Taliban?
Well, Ayushman, first of all, there has been a series of negotiations and so-called peace truce between Pakistan and the Tehreek-e-Taliban in the earlier days, also in the first decade of this millennium. Those things didn't work out. Every time it lasted for a few days and up till at most a few weeks or few months. Today the condition of Pakistan is such that in the earlier times they tried to fight Tehreek-e-Taliban in the Swat Valley and as part of the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa region because they had the support of the coalition forces. Today Pakistan's economy is in such a precarious condition that they have no capacity to actually wage another war against the Tehreek-e-Taliban. So the negotiations and what peace truce that they actually are talking about is a sort of a surrender that the Pakistanis have done. Initially, last year when Taliban came to power in Afghanistan, they had hoped, and that was a great big hope in Pakistan, that now they can control the Afghan Taliban, and through Afghan Taliban they can control Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan. It didn't work out that way. Of course, there has been some efforts in terms of Afghan Taliban mediated peace truce, but that has absolutely given no result. One of the biggest demand for Tehreek-e-Taliban has been to separate the Swat Valley, separate FATA region, federally administered tribal area, to demerge it from the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province into which it was merged in 2018. So if you look at what is happening now in the case of Tehreek-e-Taliban returning, resorting to extortions and everything else, situation is such, this is basically a prelude to a full-scale war that they want to wage against Pakistan government. And I think the Afghan Taliban also is not in a position to do anything because they know if they push Tehreek-e-Taliban too much to have a negotiation with Pakistan and lay down arms, then Tehreek-e-Taliban has made it very clear that they can join hands with ISKP, Islamic State of Khorasan region, and then they will be fighting against the Afghan Taliban as well. So the bottom line is today, Pakistan is in no position to fight, and they are actually fighting the Frankenstein that they had created as part of the jihad laboratory and whatever they have created. Tehreek-e-Taliban is a creation of Pakistan itself. When the coalition forces started bombing the Afghan regions and bombing the same Talibanis who have been indoctrinated, trained, incubated and mentored by ISI of Pakistan. So today's situation, whatever is being talked about as a peace truce, is basically a surrender of Pakistan so that there is no war. But I don't think peace will ever return. Tehreek-e-Taliban wants to... You can have an Islamic Emirate eventually in that FATA region, which will be independent almost.
Right. So the reign of terror continues in Pakistan. Thank you, Pathikrit, for joining us on the broadcast and decoding the situation in that country where the reign of terror continues, which, like many people say, is the hub of terrorism in the region. We're going to take a short break.